probably going to get a verdict in all of them, though. But one of the complaints specifically has been that these are misdemeanor charges, and he elevated these charges to felonies, and that is where this is going to fall apart with the jury. Not whether he made a payment, not whether it's the felony aspect of it. I know that you supervise cases like this, criminal cases like this, for 6 years, right? So this is your bread and butter. You know it. What do you think?
So we routinely, I was the labor bureau chief, and so we brought wage theft cases, cases involving employers who were cheating on their unemployment taxes and other kinds of workplace laws. And we routinely brought cases where there were charges of false business records as felonies. This is a very common charge, not just in the workers' rights space, but throughout New York state criminal practice. And so that aspect of it, saying that these are, that this is something that's never prosecuted, that's just simply not true.
That's untrue. All right.
Yeah.
So now the other criticism, and Jason just referenced this in his piece, but Bragg's, some of the criticism has been, well, how he got elected to begin with, right? He's a Democrat, and this is the way we do it in this, you run for DA. So people are parties, and what you get out of that is somebody who is a political party. And in his case, he had talked specifically about how he was going to hold Trump to account if he won. It was part of his platform. And the most infamous soundbite is this one.
I'm the candidate in the race who has the experience with Donald Trump. I was the chief deputy in the attorney general's office. We sued the Trump administration over 100 times.
So, you worked on his campaign. I mean, I understand, you support him, but what do you say to people who say this is politics? He ran on saying, I'm going to go get Donald Trump, and then he went and did that.
Well, so I did volunteer on his campaign, as did dozens and dozens of us who worked in the office, even though he was no longer there, because we all really believed in him, having worked with him for years. And the truth is that on his campaign, looking at his campaign literature, going to the events, he talked about so many different things. He talked about, as I said, ending two systems of justice. He talked about public service. He talked about bringing workers' rights cases and protecting tenants and taking a different approach that would be more strategic and preventive of crime. And so I think that, yes, the issue of Donald Trump came up when he was questioned, and he answered honestly that the Attorney General's office in New York, where he was the number two, the first deputy,
Right.
had brought cases, as had many other AG offices in California and Massachusetts and many other states. And so it certainly was something that came up, but it was by no means the highlight of his campaign.
So you don't think of the focus?
No, not at all.